It's been about a month since I followed that link. It still sends chills down my spine whenever I think about it. Let me explain. Some time ago I was browsing some 4chan's ripoff/vboard and came across a thread whose title was simply a mass of random keys, as if someone punched a keyboard a few times. And the text was much the same, but it had several characters repeated with what I thought was random text thrown in. Since I had too much time on my hands and Word open, I decided to get rid of the repeated characters. Surprisingly, it turned out to be a link without punctuation. It was still a mass of characters, but the HTTP and COM were too hard to ignore. So I got some free antivirus and prepared for the worst. The site was full of ads, so I came back with ad blocker enabled. Once ad blocker was on, the site was just block orange, with a small download link in the center. I clicked on it, and a zip file entitled 432B was downloaded. Once unzipped, the file contained two things, a .gba file, and a copy of Visual Boy Advance to play it in. So I fired up the emulator and started to play the 432B.gba. It started okay, but the turbo button didn't work, and the graphics were akin to Final Fantasy Advance 6, but it was not the same game. Instead of a developer name screen, it simply cut to a title, and play was the only option. So I pressed X to select it, and it cut to another black screen for about 4 seconds. It loaded to a young boy wearing something akin to a Link outfit, but a muddy brown instead of green. The premise of the game was simple: run from a pack of wolves, or die by getting eaten, which turned out to be pretty fun. I didn't really see this as creepy, but then again, I'm not one of those paranoid creepypasta protagonists. After eventually being chased down and killed a couple times, I noticed something after the 5th death, though. The screens where the wolves could be seen eating you were getting longer, and the character grew thinner and thinner, and got slower. The wolves would stay chasing at the same speed, however. I wondered if it was possible, by this logic, to die before the game began. After about 50 tries, the character looked near death by the time the screen faded in, and the wolves pounced on him the moment I gained control. The screen stayed on the wolves feasting for a good 20 seconds, and then cut back to the menu, which had changed to add continue to the menu. Selecting this simply brought the camera back to the wolves eating the boy, but it lasted about a minute. Afterwards, the wolves turned away to show the skeleton of the boy, mostly picked clean. Trying again would simply pan to the skeleton for a minute, while the wolves howled. The game booted me back to the menu, and bonus was now an option. I selected it, and it was a close-up of the boy's corpse, still done within limitations of the Game Boy Advance graphics. The other pieces of art were much the same, showing the corpses in various states of decay. The last picture was much different. It was a wolf, foaming at the mouth, and with glowing red eyes and glistening teeth. As I exited to the menu, I heard a snarl come from the speakers. I decided to hit play again, but it just started at the point where I would instantly get eaten. Upon exiting the emulator itself, the file deleted itself. Shame, I thought, as it was really creepy, and also good fun. When I returned to the site, the post was different. It had the same title, but there was no text, and the picture of that damn wolf with the red eyes. It sent shivers down my spine whenever I thought about it, and occasionally, while I do other things, I will hear howls from my speakers, or sometimes a snarl.